A gruesome discovery, the Mustafa Amir murder case. The charred remains of a young man were found inside a torched car. This grisly discovery sent shockwaves through the community. The victim was Mustafa Amir, a 23-year-old resident of DHA. The circumstances surrounding his death pointed to a sinister act, murder. As investigators dug deeper into the case, a trail of shocking revelations emerged, exposing alleged police negligence, evidence tampering, and the escape of key suspects. The Mustafa Amir murder case became a chilling reminder of the dark side of our society, where power and influence could potentially shield the guilty from justice. The case has gripped the nation, raising concerns about the safety of its citizens and the ability of law enforcement to effectively investigate and prosecute those responsible for such heinous crimes. The public demands justice for Mustafa Amir. They want those responsible held accountable. But with each passing day, the case becomes more complex, leaving a cloud of uncertainty hanging over the pursuit of justice. A life cut short. Who was Mustafa Amir? Mustafa Amir was a young man with dreams and aspirations. He lived with his family in the upscale neighborhood of DHA. Friends and neighbors described him as a kind and respectful individual. He was known for his infectious smile and willingness to lend a helping hand. Mustafa had his whole life ahead of him, but his life was tragically cut short on January 6, 2025, when he was abducted by unknown assailants. His family received a chilling phone call demanding a ransom of 20 million rupees for his safe return. Fear and desperation gripped the Amir family as they struggled to gather the exorbitant sum. Days turned into a nightmare as they awaited news of their beloved Mustafa. Their hopes were dashed when, on January 12, 2025, a charred body was discovered in a torched car in the remote Dubai area of Balochistan. DNA testing confirmed their worst fears. The body was Mustafa's. A trail of negligence, police missteps, and escaping suspects. The initial police investigation into Mustafa Amir's murder was marred by allegations of serious negligence. Former SSP Niaz Ahmed Khosa, a seasoned law enforcement officer, raised concerns about the handling of the case. He was particularly critical of the decision to return the bungalow of the prime suspect, Armagan, to his father immediately after the initial raid. This decision, Khosa argued, could have potentially compromised crucial evidence. Khosa's concerns extended beyond the handling of the crime scene. He pointed to the escape of several key suspects to countries like Dubai and Qatar as a glaring example of police negligence. These individuals, he alleged, were able to flee due to the police's failure to act swiftly and decisively. The escape of these suspects, he warned, could severely hamper the investigation and make it even more difficult to bring the perpetrators to justice. Khosa's allegations, if true, paint a disturbing picture of incompetence and potentially even complicity within the ranks of law enforcement. Section 4. Tampering with justice. Evidence disappears. As the investigation into Mustafa Amir's murder progressed, a series of disturbing revelations came to light, suggesting that those responsible for his death had gone to great lengths to cover their tracks. The prime suspect, Armagan, was accused of tampering with evidence in a brazen attempt to obstruct justice. During the police raid on his residence, Armagan allegedly transferred a significant sum of money from his account and deleted security footage from his NVR system. This act of deliberate destruction of potential evidence raised serious questions about what Armagan was trying to hide. The audacity of his actions, carried out under the noses of law enforcement, further fueled public outrage and suspicion. Section 5. A web of suspicions, allegations, and confessions. The Mustafa Amir murder case has ensnared a cast of characters. Each player adds another layer of complexity to this already tangled web. At the heart of the investigation is Armagan, the prime suspect. Described as a habitual offender, his past is littered with accusations of extortion, kidnapping, drug dealing, and illegal weapons possession. His luxurious lifestyle and the high-tech equipment found in his house, possibly used as a software house, raise questions about the source of his wealth and his connections to powerful figures. Adding another layer of intrigue to the case is the alleged involvement of a woman who has since fled to the United States. The motive behind the murder, some speculate, stems from a dispute over this woman. Mustafa's own mother has accused this woman of playing a role in her son's death, further deepening the mystery surrounding the case. Section 6. A Long Road to Justice, the Fight for Accountability. The Mustafa Amir murder case stands as a stark reminder of the challenges in seeking justice. The alleged police negligence, the escape of key suspects, and the tampering of evidence have cast a long shadow over the pursuit of truth. The Amir family, devastated by the loss of their son, continues to demand accountability. They deserve answers, and they deserve to see those responsible for Mustafa's death brought to justice. The road ahead is long and arduous. The legal proceedings are ongoing, and the suspects, including Armagan and his alleged accomplice Shiraz Bukhari, remain in custody. The case has sparked public outrage and calls for a thorough and impartial investigation. The eyes of the nation are watching, waiting to see if justice will prevail, or if those responsible for Mustafa's murder will manage to evade accountability. The outcome of this case has the potential to either restore faith in the justice system or further erode public trust.